So to cut this shower pan down, what we're going to do, you can see we've got a overall mark right there on the floor where the shower pan slope is going to start. We have a little handheld wet saw, circular saw. We're going to make a bunch of cuts about an inch apart, give or take, as deep as it'll go. And we're going to do that inside the whole shower pan. Then we're going to take a chipping hammer and we're going to chip all those cuts out. And then over here, that's where the new drain is going to go. So we'll have to extend this trench over for the drain. Once we get that put together, we're going to probably have to do the whole process around the drain again to get a little bit more slope, because the saw doesn't quite cut deep enough for the slope of the pan. So we'll get started with that and then go from there.
For this portion of the video, we're going to speed up the process and show you just in rapid form here all these relief cuts that we're making. Again, we're making these so when we get the chipping hammer out, it makes it really easy to recess the slab, and we're not going to have to grind the whole thing because the bottom of the blade will stay about the same position everywhere. We're going to skip ahead here in just a minute to save some time and get close. The saw was starting to overheat, so we got the chipping hammer out. We wanted to cut the whole slab, but unfortunately we just weren't able to do that without letting the saw cool down some. So we'll chip the slab. Again, I also want to take an opportunity here and invite you to subscribe to our channel. Ring the bell to keep updated with our latest videos.
So we have our relief cuts done for most of it. We're giving our saw a little bit of a break. We'll go on and start chipping up what we have.
As you can see, we're using the chipping hammer here to knock up our relief cuts. You'll be able to see as we keep going that while it's not perfect, the slab is chipping about the same level, so we're not getting a lot of deep gouges. Once we get this part done, the next step will be to use a grinder and try to even up the surface a little bit more. Even using the grinder will not get us perfectly flat. It just helps to keep any high spots out of the way to make it a little bit easier when we go to floating our dry pack in here just a little bit. So stay tuned. What we're doing here is cutting a recessed area in the middle of the shower pan to accommodate for more slope. The saw doesn't quite cut enough out for the slope on this shower pan, it only goes about an inch, and we need closer to 1.25 inches. So we're just going to go on and cut a little bit deeper around the drain here. So we're doing all the same relief cuts. We'll get the chipping hammer back out and we'll knock it all back loose again, and we'll go from there. You can see we've got the chipping hammer back out. We're going to get that finished up. From there, we're going to chip out just a couple errant spots here that we missed. You're going to see that we have our grinder coming up here in just a minute. I want to point out that the grinder we use does have a really nice shop vac attachment that does a really good job of containing the dust. So it helps. Of course, having a little bit of the wet concrete will help too. And that's, of course, from the wet saw that we were using for all those relief cuts. The slab's not quite dry yet when we're doing it. So everything we do is to try to make sure we can keep our client's home as clean as possible.
So we have our slab lowered. We have it lowered in 2 stages. You can see right around the drain is another spot that's lowered roughly an inch. That's because the top of the first area that we cut down will be just about flush with the top of our drain. So we want to make sure that we have room to pack underneath. So we lowered around the drain again to make sure that we don't have any super thin spots for our deck mud to go. We've got everything shot backed. We got the drain cut to fit. Those couple loose chunks of concrete there will just come out of the way. We'll start getting this done. We're going to put a slurry of thin set down on top of the slab. That way our deck mud will bond. The slurry of thin set acts as a bonding agent because concrete doesn't stick to itself. And so that thin set slurry will stick to the slab, and then the mud will stick to the slurry, and so we'll have a fully bonded concrete slab at that point. Everything will slope from this concrete down to drain. This again is a curbless shower, and so you've kind of seen the process of how we do it with the saw, bunch of cuts, the demo hammer, all that. So anyway, there we go. We have our curbless shower packed in. You can see that's where the bathroom floor starts, where the old concrete is, and where the dark concrete starts. It's our slope to our drain right there. Drain is centered in the new shower. The new shower is 7 feet by 4 feet, so it's a pretty decent sized shower. So tomorrow we'll get everything waterproofed, get the floor tile laid. So we'll see you tomorrow. We've got most of the waterproofing done. You can see our curbless shower. I'm going to come up here and we're going to walk through a little bit. This is a little different than what we normally do. We just ran the Dietra everywhere. Dietra is fully waterproofed. You can see our drain. We just took a piece of curdy paper, cut our drain template out, and laid it over the drain. So our drain is fully waterproofed. We're going to band this one seam. You can kind of see it. He butted the joints really tight, but there is a joint right there. We're going to cover that joint with curdy paper, and that's going to fully waterproof our shower floor. And then you can see here on the banding, we just went on and brought our banding way out past the edge of the shower. We did it on both walls. That is to ensure that our shower is fully waterproof. This bathroom does get the tile base trim, like I mentioned before. So after lunch today, we're going to get back and mix some mud, and we'll start getting these 2x2 tiles installed on the floor. And the 2x2 tiles are covering the entire bathroom floor, not just the shower. So stay tuned.